moving along nicely, aren't we? You're piecing him back together faster than I expected. We're getting closer to the end. And since you've proven yourself so capable, maybe it's time. You should have enough power now to enter his mansion. Here, go to this place and see if the door opens for you. No. If you want to know the truth about the man pulling the strings, it's time you took a look behind the curtain. It's the house of someone I once called my employer, Orrina. The same one whose plans got you out of the island asylum. I don't know. We stopped seeing eye to eye on certain things, and our relationship soured. No, not really. There's one last piece of Arthur's soul waiting for you. The third artifact. His crown, this time. You'll find it deep in the Forlorn Swords, in the capital city of Dalriata. Meet with Gerfan. He'll either attack you on sight, or explain everything patiently, depending on how he feels about... Oh, you'll see for yourself. How would I know? I'd say going into Dalriata territory is a surprise all on its own. But don't worry. They've got bigger problems at the moment than you sneaking off with their sacred helmet. Once you're done, meet me at the Charred Conclave. That's where we'll finish this, one way or another.
No idea. I was mostly just relieved they worked. I think they reacted to the power, but why and how? But tell me, are you... I'm not inside your mind, your feelings, your pain. Throughout my life, I've rarely been idle. Good. That's good. The ones who helped me to build Avalon. No, we may not have chosen each other's company, but a great tragedy befell the priestesses there, and to think that the strength of their faith was enough to bind a Fordweller. There is still so much we do not know about the true potential of the weirdness. I never imagined it could become a prison for the beings shaped by its will. But that Fordweller, there was something familiar about her, as if we had met before, a very long time ago. In her presence, I felt an odd sense of peace, even amid the terror that had overtaken the temple. Strange. And strangely comforting. Well, the apple has fallen. His ancestor was a ruler devoted to his people. He was even capable of defying and evading. I see a man. Decisions are never easy. I see that the current lord is trying to delay that moment. I know much time has passed. I just hope Palamedes' blood... No. My subjects were usually well disposed to war. Of course, there was mistrust at times. Even nobody was ever so twisted by hatred as to herd them. Like many things in Avalon, it seems. But yes, sometimes unnervingly so. They had the ears and hearts of the people. As you can imagine, we didn't always see eye to eye. I couldn't allow people to openly disagree with me. No matter the influence they thought the temple's representatives didn't approve of my use of the weirdness during the war. I decided that such opposition. Sometimes it's necessary. And that was what. In times of war, a leader cannot appear weak, cannot afford to call it what you like. But war demands obedience. Does it matter? As long as the result is the betterment of the guilt is a powerful motivator. And a youth. My sisters taught me that. It is a bold decision. And I am glad. It was wise of him to invoke the old laws. Camelot will not dare to break them, and the men here will remain in Kuanakt. At least it's an ancient law I established. It is good that he is not going alone. I honor the courage of those who follow him. Even if Yvain does not return, his actions will be
I didn't mean to be a bother. I'm really sorry.
Have some spare food or coin? Anything else?
We're being watched! Show me what you're made of!
Greetings, my king. If you're seeing this message, it means Caradoc has fulfilled his task, and the wheel of destiny has begun to turn. I am Orrrin, your majesty's devoted servant, and the apprentice of your friend Merlin. Nothing would bring me greater joy than meeting you face to face. Alas, that must wait, for our paths have yet to cross, though I hope it will be soon. In the meantime, please treat my home as your own. Make yourself comfortable. Rest from your hardships, and seek the knowledge you require. And you, brave vessel, remember to heed your lord, King Arthur, now and always.
He might have been, but I don't recall us ever meeting in person. Merlin had many apprentices, and Nimue was the most gifted among them, but even she never spoke in my presence. It is possible Merlin forbade his students from speaking to me, though why he would do such a thing, I cannot say. But Orrrin seems devoted to a cause he believes in. It's a refreshing perspective, and unlike any we've seen so far. Honestly, I had hoped his discoveries might help me recover some of my lost memories. Sadly, they did not. I remember what Merlin and I chose to do. I simply thought I could reconstruct the reasoning behind our decision. But it seems even Orrrin wasn't certain of that. I regret that Merlin didn't share his thoughts and decisions with his apprentices. They might have helped. I'm not ready to answer that question. You're more important than you think. In the end, Orrin's opinion.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for you, my king. I've memorized Merlin's plan for your resurrection. Yet I'm certain my master made a mistake somewhere. I just can't pinpoint quite where. The theory of revival itself, the technique for performing the ritual was flawless. After all, you always return to us. But I saw how much suffering each resurrection caused you. I wanted to find a way to bring you back to us as the person you truly wished to be. My king, I understand that what Merlin and I have done was against the laws of nature. Know how many brave knights gave their lives so we could find a way to bring you back. But their sacrifice was not in vain. With you here, Avalon has a chance to become a true paradise. And now, I believe I've found the way to make it happen.
back! Hi!
Yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed. Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted. My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy. Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie. I wouldn't know. When I left my village, I decided to never look back. So I just assumed one of those uncles finally beat her to death.
It's nice to have a break.
Ah, you're back! How's the remedy?
Didn't expect to see you here.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you? I'm terrible with faces. Either way, glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jan Heber, a physician raised in Camelot. Indeed, the climate here will change a bit. For the better, I dare say. Worried? Of course not. Fear is the greatest. For someone who lives in fear, there's nothing else to do but sit in a crumbling hut praying to the All-Mother that the first gust of wind. I believe an alliance with the Dalriata could provide me with many valuable experiences. Is some local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when experience is the best teacher. Don't worry. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never get a wise approach, which I follow myself. What irony. The pursuit of knowledge is always dangerous. It takes true guts to face the unknown, to realize just how little... Oh, that was unexpected. Here, take it. What will happen, I was classically trained in the proper art of medicine by the scholars of Camelot. Most of this stuff shouldn't even be effective, yet it seems to work wonders on these... Shipments from Camelot are late, so I'm running low on supplies. If I'm not able to treat them, and Fergus doesn't like when people complain, especially when it comes... He truly cares about them, I've got to admit. He doesn't care... Healing diseases. Sometimes cutting people open. Oh, and pulling out teeth. Me pulling teeth in the arse end of the world? My friend's back in... I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a... Fortunately, back in Camelot, I found a mix of remedies that can keep me awake for a whole week. Oh no, every physician needs his secrets. But I can sell you some if you promise not to take... Well, they already trust my word. Moreover, I'm in the position to raise my prices or to refuse to sell you medicine, whichever suits my mood. There are side effects. You won't fall asleep for a while, but the moment you do, well, you'll feel like you died and came back to life, only to... I can endure it because I don't have a post to attend to. But our brave soldiers, well... Lanzo knows very well what he must do. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else I can do for him. Either he remove... Yes, his grandma's miracle medicine. Honest, I had to confiscate the recipe as well, lest he tries making it himself. As if I don't have enough problem. No, I thought I made myself clear. If you want an excuse to drink your... No need to add other potentially dangerous Well, to be fair, the base recipe is pretty... But what if someone decides that if they don't have carnation, it's perfectly fine to substitute it with devil's snare, or sage with wolfsbane, because, you know, leaves are leaves. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I... What? How do you... You know what? Fine. Do whatever you want. But if it causes you to shit yourself for A curse? Fascinating. Let me think. Wait, no, I don't need to think. My useless Camelot education only taught me what could be proven. So... let me think. Among people of science, there is an opinion that the mind can get sick. I fully agree. If a person believes there's a curse, it will come true, whether real or not. Sometimes the right mixture of herbs, certain habits, and some carefully chosen words can save a person, even when this is a field more suited for druidic magic, however, since Camelot is stuck on the theory and doesn't seem to make... I'm sorry I couldn't give you a tangible solution, but I hope I've pointed... Why would you, though? Don't you have better things to do? Aha, got it. So you're up for work not out of the goodness of your heart, but for your own... Understood. It's a good reason. Well, I'd say it's better than... But all right, if you're a mercenary, then I do have a job for someone who'd be willing to risk... Back at the academy, I found an ancient scroll written by the forbidden knowledge, especially now, after the mob forced them all into... I finally deciphered it a little while ago. It describes a ritual that needs to be performed at night within a stone circle. I guess you already know what I need you to do, hmm? That is an excellent question, but I don't know. From what I've been able to... That being will share its great knowledge with the one brave enough to summon it. I need you to... Isn't it obvious? I'm the only medic they have here at the Horns. I'd like to see... And here I am, thinking that everyone's already heard about the Charred Conclave. At some point, the villagers all around the island decided that the Druids were responsible for the... They rounded them all up in a massive wicker man north of the Forlorn Swords, and burned them all to ashes. Hundreds of years... But, well, that's what's bound to happen when you stop paying for people's education and invest in keeping the elites fed. In Camelot, maybe, but this far south, I've spent my entire life digging through scrolls and books. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. They knew much more than we do, but it feels like there's a veil wrapped. It's like I need to find the right spell, the right ritual, something.
Blessings upon... Certainly. May Kai's will...
It's nice to have a break.
Please, state your... Incredible. You're a born killer, aren't you? Instead of... There's an ogre, a really nasty son of a bitch, holed up in a nearby brook. I've heard, as you can imagine, the keepers aren't too keen on dealing with him, even though the ogre roams just off the main road to the north. If by some miracle you manage to kill it, you'll earn Camelot's gratitude. Bring me the ogre's shiny eye as proof of the kill. The brook is right off the King's Road. Here, I'll mark it up. A fight to the death. It must be so... You managed to kill Rusty Ardgall? Well, well. A few months back, he supposedly took out a high-ranking red priest, but it was you who finally pulled it off. And from what I hear, he was a tough bastard, surrounded by... Do you keep bandits' fingers as trophies? I would. Go, the... Dragging those Delrita dogs back here? Oh, I'm not sticking around to see how that ends. Let someone else... Go chop off some heads.
Nice to see you. Hello there. Looking for... but where are my manners? I'm Alwyn. Well, the men here doesn't seem to be on the verge of dying any. The longer they stick around with nothing to spend their coin on but our stalls, it's a bit of a shame I'll have to delay visiting my brother at the Horns of the South. He always says he can't leave his stall.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Welcome! I haven't seen you around before. One day, a friend of mine asked me if her new dress looked good, and I told she was tickled pink and said, "Oh, do you really think..." Now, let's get down to business. My name is Osmond. No, Good advice is always, and believe me, when it comes to archery, in fact, I'd be surprised if you found anyone on Avalon. Well, find me someone else who's been doing this for over 40. Back in '84, I was chosen to represent Connacht in the team archery tournament. And during one round, we were shooting at targets 100 meters away. The target, so I took aim, and wham! Right in the middle. Even the captain of the Camelot team jumped up and asked, "Have you got an..." If you were older, you surely... I could have been the first of Avalon's archers. They almost knight. But as it happened, I joined the watch, got married, and... well, that was that. About Connacht, what do you want to know? There's not much to say. They told us the men here's gone. They've been here for weeks. If I were in charge of the Camelot... He's a good man, but that woman of his... Oh, mother preserve me. She once set herself on fire along with half the mansion. Yvain nearly lost his life. Honestly, I'd have just let her burn. She wants to go up in smoke, be my guest. I was born here, and I've been shooting a bow ever since I was a wee lad. Even as a nipper, around 81 or 82, I remember being allowed to practice with the adults. One time, our master, we called him Uncle, gathered us in a meadow. He said, "Lads, we're gonna have a contest. Whoever shoots the farthest gets a honeyed apple and a beer from me." They were shooting and shooting, but I just took one glance, aimed, and whoosh. My arrow flew half again as far as their... So they turned to me and went, "Come on, Osmond, we can't compete with you. You always win." I could have joined Camelot's army. With my aim, they would have made... But leaving was tough, especially since the girls here loved... And in Camelot, during a war, who knows what might have happened, so... In the watch, I taught others to shoot. Some of them loved those lessons so much they... So I'd ask them, "What are you doing here? You can't..." And they'd reply, "Oh, but the lessons with you are just too short." I kept participating in tournaments. People often bet against me. I usually came out on top, earning it. Then I quit the watch and began trading in top quality bows and oh, and I have an adult daughter, but I'm not sure if she's still around. Gossip is for women and innkeepers. You should... She's a good one. About 3 years ago, I helped her fix her roof because her husband had died, and there was no one else to do it. She still mentions it. "Osmond, you fixed that roof better than any roofer could." She tells me that every... As it happens, there's something you can do for... I've written a letter to Lord Yvain, a few suggestions on how, in my view, he ought to have... Figured he could use a bit of advice from someone with strategic sense. Would you take it to him? You've got younger legs, and I'd rather not leave my store. Brilliant. Here you go. Just don't lose it. I've only got... Hello again. Leaving already? And we were having... Hello again. I envy you. Hello. Coming back to... Oh? How did it go? So what, you're keeping it tucked away somewhere? Just remember, the longer you put it off, the less that letter's worth. After...
Oh, hello there. You're not here to talk about the men here, are you? Oh, please say no. Oh, there are far more exciting things to chat about. Like treasure hunting. I'm Bonksy, by the way. I'm an adventurer myself. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just passing through. From what I understand, they want to live in one place their whole life. Oh, all different kinds. Like the ones where you crawl through damp caves or cold tombs, dodge traps, and... Really? Oh, then you know exactly what... Oh, maybe I am. But I manage just fine. And I wouldn't trade this life for anything else. Oh, I just take old, forgotten trinkets. They're no use for the dead anyway. A trip to the caves by the bay in the south. The bandits set up a camp there. They were drunk. So I thought I could sneak in and grab the treasure when they caught on and started chasing me. 4 or 5 of them, I think. I made it to the exit. I barely managed to slip past it. And the bandits backed up. You bet. Well, crazy stories like that keep happening to me all the time. I usually barely manage to escape with my life. I picked it up from a delightful wandering merchant who goes by the name Malachi. I'll show you on the map where I last found him. You should see some of the artifacts he carries. Slowly but surely. In Connacht, fewer people than I expected are looking for artifacts, potion ingredients, or adventuring gear. So I'm counting on travel. You must be interested in unique enchanted items, right? Oh, of course you are. It's a piece of armor I found on one of my expeditions. A beautiful knightly breastplate with just one time. It's kind of funny, but I'm afraid not many people have the sense of humor to wear. All right, deal. I just want to get rid of this. Oh, one more thing. This armor came with a letter. Oh, I'm a little jealous, to be honest. This sounds like I chased the trail myself. But first, I need to sell off my find so I can... Good to see you.
You doing okay?
Have some spare food or coin? Anything else?
Oh, hello there.
Welcome back.
Nice to see you.
You're here. Speak your piece or let me work. Finally, Croakmore's skin. I'll make sure this goes to good use. Didn't...
Another one? We've had enough. Which ones do you want to hear about? Or the Red Priest knocking on everyone? We already had enough problems. Aye, more of them every day. And no just in the... They say they're looking for people sick with the Red Death, and people still get taken by the plague. The Camelotians are saying our Mynheer is dying. Vipers, the lot of them. Yvain brought them... And now? Now they want to take up. They're saying all the folks here will have to move. My old man won't hear a word of it. We've worked too hard. Aye, why no? Everyone. Besides, we know the we're. There's no much left for me. Our priestess. Or rather, she took Ailey in, and that ended up. She might be a little odd with that eye of hers, but. Go talk to her and you'll see. I might. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Makes no... This farm belonged to my father, and it belonged to him. I hoped to pass this land on to my children. It's only fair that I should rest here. I know some do. The two brothers from the neighboring farm, they can't wait. Not to sound like an old woman, but I'd say, you see, there's an old well on their field, right at the very... Truth be told, if I were in their shoes, I'd have run... Ha! Welcome in, you say, when you're lot like old Norm's woodshed. That got requisitioned. They say it's all fair because Norm got compensated. Oh, I tried. They told me everything in that shed now belongs to Camelot. And if I've got a problem, I should go. Problem is, that coward packed up and left the same day. Either they paid him too much coin for that hovel, or he wanted... I don't know. I don't go poking around in other folks' business. But Norm, he was a quiet one. Not that anyone ever found proof that he had anything to do with it, mind you. But it could all be hogwash. Maybe the fellow just got eaten by... Nah, they bolted it shut and took off. No clue if they're even using it. But if I tried to get our axe back and they caught me... For theft! Can you imagine? Of my own prop... Why? Huh. Maybe you do. We may not have much, but we're honest folk. Be seeing you.